Hi guys, it's Patrick here, and welcome to 12 weekly, well, 12 weeks Unity3D challenge, in which every week we have to do some sort of a small Unity C# programming script. This week we're going to do the custom player movement script, which will allow us to move a box around the plane or whatever, or just in empty space, as long as it just moves around and rotates a little bit. So for this I've decided to create a little plane and a box and give them small materials, and when we play this you should see what happens right here. So if I click W, it moves forwards. If I click S, it moves backwards. A and D, it moves side to side. So it's basic movement, but when I click Q or E, it rotates the block, and now if I click W after rotating it, you will go to wherever it is currently facing. So basic sort of coding you pretty much would do cars like this. So let's disable the script. So when we play this, it doesn't work anymore, and I've created a folder called scripts. I've made a script in there. So now we're gonna make a new script where I can show you how this actually works. So let's do video tutorial movement. Cool. Let's open this up. I'm using Visual Studio because it is much nicer to work with rather than monodevelop. So what we're going to do is we're going to select all this and get rid of it. We don't need that much of a wasted space. And in here we're going to declare a quick variable, because we will need a variable for speed, as we need to declare how fast the objects are moving. So we're going to do a private, which means it's only accessible by this current script. Float, which means it's a decimal based number. And we're going to do speed, which is the name of the float, equals to 12f, which is basically describes that this number is a float. So that's the only variable that we pretty much need. So the second thing we're going to do is we're going to create some more voids, because I want to keep the update void as clean as possible. So we're going to do void, and we're going to do, let's say, box movement, and let's keep it like this. And we're going to create another void, which is box rotation. Let's also keep it like this. Now in the update void, we're going to call box movement and box rotation by simply typing box movement, open close bracket, semicolon, box rotation, open close bracket, semicolon. That keeps our update function very clean, and we can then work in something else. So in here we've got box movement. So first of all, let's declare the objects to move forward when we tell it to. So obviously we want the box to move forward when we press W on the keyboard, or let's just keep W for now. So if we do an if statement, and inside of the if brackets we're going to do input dot get key, because we're trying to get a key code. So obviously we need to give it a key code, as it says right here. So we're going to do key code dot, and we have a choice of all of the key codes right here. So let's do W. Now after this we're going to do two straight lines, and we're going to type input dot get key code dot up arrow. That means if we hit W or up arrow, something will then happen. So at the end, let's open, let's do the squiggly brackets, because something inside of the squiggly brackets will happen. Now we're going to do else if, and the same thing pretty much. Input dot get key code dot s two straight lines, and input dot get key. Key code dot down arrow, open close wiggly brackets, and we're gonna keep forward and backwards for now. You can do left and right on your own. So once we've got these, let's write some methods for the movement. So we're going to get a transform dot position. That means we're going to be altering the position of a current transform. Current transform is an object that we are currently sort of overriding by the script, and we're going to do plus equals. And this is important because it kind of saves your code. What it means is that we're going to reuse transform position value right after the equal sign, but it's pretty much included right here, which is pretty decent. So what we're going to do is we're going to do transform direction vector 3 dot forward. We're going to multiply this by time delta time multiplied by speed. Now let me explain what I just written here. Obviously we're altering the position of the transform, which is the basically object that the script is attached to. We are doing plus. As you can see right here, it actually gave me a little bubble that says vector 3 transform position. What it means is that we are currently using a little operator, which means that we are taking this thing and we're just adding to this plus all that is here. So we are adding this to this directly without having to rewrite this code, sorry. So what we're doing now is we're accessing transform, a variable of this object again. So we're accessing the object that the code is written on. We're accessing its transform direction, which we're looking for the direction that the object is facing, and we're stating which direction we're looking for, which is vector 3 dot forward, which means in front of the object. Now we're going to move this, multiplying it by time delta time, and multiplying that by speed. So basically that means that we're just making time delta time a bit faster. Now what we're going to do is we're going to copy all this, Control C and Control V right here. And what we're going to change is we're going to do an negative operator, and we're going to leave the rest as it is. What it means is that it's going to take away from the transform direction, so it's going to basically take away from forward. So it's just quicker than just writing, just rewriting to back, and also keeps the code very clean. So that's enough for our box movement. What we're going to do now is go to box rotation. Now what we're going to do is we're going to do another if statement. So if input dot get key code dot a, or input, sorry, no, I don't need that. Input dot get key code dot left arrow, else if input dot get key code dot d, or input dot get key code dot right arrow, open squiggly and close squiggly brackets again. So basically, again, we're taking a function, so every time A or left arrow is pressed, something happens, and vice versa. So we are going to start with rotating the object. So what we're going to do is we're going to do transform.rotate, and you can see that you just need some sort of a vector. So we're going to do vector 3 dot up, I believe, and then we're going to do time dot delta time times speed times speed. We're going to do speed twice because I remember this being a pretty slow rotation and we want a quite fast, vivid rotation. So we're just going to copy all of this. So we're just gonna do Shift and Home. That's gonna select the entire line. Control C, Control V, and what we're gonna change here is up to down. I know this sounds quite silly, but that's how it works in Unity. We can actually go to Unity Scripting API and let's just quickly accept it. The blocked content because Microsoft Explorer is fantastic. Internet Explorer, sorry. So what we're going to do is vector 3. We type this in. It's going to give us the vector 3 results, and you will see that up and down are on the y-axis right here. So it's that rotation axis here, which is kind of silly because it should be left or right, but whatever. So what we're going to do now is we're going to move our script, so video tutorial movement, onto our cube and make sure it is selected and the other script is deselected. So you can see we can move forward and backwards with a I did mess around with here a little bit. It is down for left and up for right. Apologies for that. So if I play this again, you can see that it rotates. If I click D, it rotates right. If I click A, it rotates left. Goes towards where it is facing, so you can even start doing some little 8s in here. It also works with the arrow keys, so that's pretty fantastic. Now for the camera to follow it, if in case you guys don't know how to do it, all I did was attached camera to the cube which the player script is on. So I hope that clears it up for a lot of people, and there is a week 2 video already out there because I did that first. I haven't thought about doing this one first, but I'm trying to sort of get close with all the and finishing all the videos as fast as I possibly can. So thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next video.